Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back. It's The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket with AD and Raff. AD, got to wish you not wish you a happy anniversary, but it's a very important day today. Can anybody guess what happened 15 years ago today?
I think I know this.
Ooh, I like it.
I think I know
Brief
this.
me before the show. What happened? What happened was...
Well, this is the surprise.
On September
Hold on, don't tell me.
22nd, 2007.
2000.
I think Nick's on it.
I got it.
2000. Give me a hint.
I could
Think
football.
Think football. Ooh,
Coaches.
press conference.
Yes, good one.
Think football coaches press conference. Ooh, think college football coaches press conference.
Think mullet.
Hold on. Moment.
15 years ago.
15 years
Today.
ago today. I have no idea, bro. You know, 15 years ago today?
Hang on.
We're going to see if we have a clip here.
Let's see here. We might even have the clip.
It's loading here.
15 years ago today.
It's still searching, so we'll just say it.
All right.
I'm a man.
I'm 40.
I would have never got
Come
that
at
one,
me.
man.
Here it
I would
is.
have never got that
Here
one.
it is.
If you want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes, you go after one that doesn't do the right things. You don't downgrade him because he does everything right and may not play as well on Saturday, and you let us make that decision. That's why I don't read the newspaper, because it's garbage, and the editor that let it come out is garbage. Attacking an amateur athlete for doing everything right. Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me or our coaches.
There you go.
How in the heck was I supposed to know that, man? And what does that do?
It's an
How is
icon-
that even
it's a
related to me
staple.
whatsoever?
All right, I'm going to ask.
Because you said-
I'm going to ask you now, AD.
You said something special for you, AD.
How old is Mike Gundy now?
Well, if he was 40 then 15 years ago, what is he, 55 now,
That's
man?
my dog.
It is. How about that? That's what I'm saying. Using context clues. That's why AD's
Sharp.
here.
Sharp.
Sharp as a tack up there.
That was terrible, man. I ain't going
Sharp
front. I
as
think
a
like
tack.
carry the one, carry the five.
Using the new way of doing math.
I do math, man.
AD's got like the little box down here.
Sharp as a tack.
Dude, you were saying mullet. I was thinking it had something to do with the Steelers. I'm thinking, no, because Big Ben was playing 15 years ago. Then I'm thinking T.O. retired more than 15 years ago. Then I was like, I have no idea. And you said mullet. I'm like, I
said
really have no
college
idea.
football press conferences.
I still wouldn't have got it. I'm just being honest. Because that was the furthest thing from my mind was Oklahoma State. But you know what's ironic, though? You guys are going to think I'm crazy here. This just shows y'all sometimes me and Raff think so much alike when it comes to sports. This was just last night that I took that picture.
Oh,
Ads. No, you can see 10:44. To the listeners, you can see that picture was timestamped last night
dang.
at 10:44, and it probably should have been in my mind. Is folks, if you're watching on the hotline, my laptop
You
screwed up.
showed
for
up
some
for the
reason.
camera there.
But right here, this was last night at 10:44. I took a picture of this. It was on The Athletic of Mike Gundy. And it says Bedlam is history because the game between Oklahoma State, to our listeners who may not know what Bedlam is.
Yep.
Bedlam is history because OU chose to follow Texas and money to the SEC. Oklahoma State has no part in this. It's comical they want to bring us into it. First of all, no one brought Oklahoma State into it. I don't understand. You know, Gundy's being Gundy. Great coach. You know what I'm saying? But Gundy's being Gundy. It's like no one's talking about you. And the reality is this: if the SEC would offer Okie State that spot, they probably would have took it.
See ya.
So don't get pissed that you're not going to the dance that you didn't get invited to.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Correct.
You know, so that's crazy you brought that up, man. Because literally last night at 10:44, there's a picture of Mike Gundy on my doggone phone because I was like, I wanted to bring that up today. But I think it's comical in that that Gundy's making such a big stink about it because think about it, dude, whether we like it, whether we hate it, it's money now. You know, the expanded conferences, the mega conferences, it's about money. And it's sad, but that's where we're at right now. And that's the bottom line.
And it's crazy is like in Oklahoma, Bedlam's huge. Oklahoma State. But I would say the ending of the Oklahoma-Nebraska rivalry back when we left to go to the Big Ten, I think that was a bigger loss. But I guess we were in Nebraska.
That's our perspective.
And but also the problem with Bedlam, if you look at the series history, it's a very one-sided.
Yeah.
It's extremely one-sided. Oklahoma has ruled that series against Oklahoma State.
You got a good point, Nick. And you know what else? There was never a national championship or conference championship on the line.
Exactly.
I can't say never. To my knowledge, that was rarely probably ever happened when it was Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. Maybe in the Big 8 days, Raff, but I can't think about if it's before our time because even when Pat Jones was a coach there and even Jimmy Johnson was a coach down there, they weren't competing for Big 8 championships. Not at that time they weren't.
I remember there was one game like maybe 10 years ago that had some implications, but it wasn't like Oklahoma, Nebraska. Like
the winner goes and plays.
Winner goes Orange Bowl, play for a national championship.
Exactly.
I mean, last year was interesting on the basis of it was Lincoln Riley's last game at Oklahoma.
And we didn't even know it at the time.
We had no idea because
he knew.
He came out in that interview.
He wasn't going to LSU.
That was the best. That was another great press conference.
Yeah, exactly. He came out after that game and was like, "We are not going to LSU."
He did not lie.
So everybody thought he was safe. Everybody thought he was sticking around at Oklahoma. And then the next day, see ya.
Man, that morning he was out.
Yeah.
Plane waiting on the tarmac, and he was like, "Deuces, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
That was the greatest.
Here's this guy. So what I was saying, the Oklahoma State rivalry, Bedlam, obviously. Through 116 meetings, Oklahoma leads the series 90-19 and 7.
See, that's not a freaking
rivalry.
That's a rivalry in state only.
Largest victory, Oklahoma won 75-0. Longest win streak at one point from 1956 to 1974, Oklahoma won 19 straight.
See, that's just, it's different. But, to the Oklahoma the folks down there, I get it.
Yeah.
It's interstate rival. So I get that part. But as far as just like, implications as far as outside the state of Oklahoma rather than bragging rights, there wasn't a lot on the line there. So I don't know. I don't get it. I want to dive, Nick, I said Nate. I'm thinking of Nate. Hear Nate's voice right now.
Whoa,
my
wow. What's going on here?
Voice yesterday because they were talking about something similar to this. I think Rico were on it talking about.
Okay.
But nevertheless, I want to dive more into this, Nick and Raff, about if I'm a head coach coming into a place, and I'm not talking about Nebraska's. Sorry, folks. I'm not talking about Nebraska's. If you want to, we can dive in that too. But the leaks, if you haven't read yet, look up Herm Edwards, Arizona State University. Of course, if you haven't known yet, Herm Edwards was fired on Monday. Actually, on Sunday, he was fired. But that came out.
Or it might have been Saturday night.
Might have been Saturday night off the field. Yeah. Hey, Herm, you're out of here. We'll talk later. I didn't like the fact when they dove into it that there were allegedly that people within the athletic department at Arizona State were leaking information to the opponents to get Herm Edwards fired sooner. It just blows my way. And then Jake and Sip were talking about a situation that happened at Wake Forest.
2014
with a color commentary guy.
Tommy Elrod.
What was he doing, Raff?
Well, he was basically selling off, how
playbooks
you have connection to the program. We're able to watch practices during the week. And basically he was just selling off game plans to opposing teams.
See, dude, I don't get.
And he was an alumnus of Wake Forest, which is even crazier. Oh God, what did you read?
No, this is on the text line 2672. I realize who AD reminds me of. Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele. Dude, I hear that all the time.
That's awesome.
And
you want to go to war? Hey, Ron. Where's Ron?
And if you watch a lot of NFL football, the one referee, he was reffing the Sunday night game.
Yeah, he did a horrible game last year, though, but
yeah,
he's been reffing a while, though.
But you guys are like twins also.
Yeah, I got a lot of twins.
Listen to this about Herm Edwards.
Read that, please.
When asked if Edwards bothered to learn the NCAA rules, a former athletic department staff member said, quote, "I don't think it was top priority for him." Another one said that during Edwards' first year, staffers would have to babysit Edwards at events where contact with certain recruits was prohibited. Quote, "He's such a nice guy that he would just, hey, can we take a picture? Oh, yeah, no problem." The former staff member said he didn't know that it was against the rules. He didn't know the NCAA rules.
There's a lot of things he just didn't know being from the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this was.
But his assistant coaches did that were making the illegal visits. They knew.
I was going to say their assistant coaches were a big problem, too.
Yes. You know, it's funny because we were just talking about that on the station on last night where coaches, they know that period's not up yet. They can go to games, but they can just kind of look at them and size them up in person, but they can't have any conversation with them.
Correct.
You know, Kirk from Georgia goes, who in the hell would need a playbook to beat Wake Forest?
Oh.
Hey, man.
I know one team right now would probably take the playbook.
You know what? There's a lot out there, and some people are bringing it up. Did someone in the Nebraska Athletic Department leak about Nebraska practicing during the COVID shutdown? I have no idea on that. There was one guy that actually videotaped, but that guy's obviously no longer with the program. Hence why they were. And think about. I'm gonna say this: Nebraska wasn't doing anything any other program wasn't doing around the country.
They just got caught.
And I'm not making it right. I'm just simply saying during COVID. Teams are doing. First of all, the coaches were doing what they could to just keep these guys' sanity, for a lot of the parts. So I don't know, man. There was a lot of stuff that was going on, man. So yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot. All y'all's daddy says. So which one is worse, Nebraska or Arizona State? Just based off the head coach's actions. You know what? I don't know the details of Arizona State's coaches, what they were doing in detail. So I'm not going to dive into that. What I am going to dive into, though, all y'all's daddy, I do appreciate it. What I'm going to dial into, I'm going to give you guys a trivia question, Raff. Nick, since you guys want to throw some
here we go.
Put a brother on the spot like that,
I'm
thinking you go say mullet. Like I'm a bald-headed black man. What do I know about mullets?
Well,
I don't even got the hair.
Educate yourself.
Why is December 5th, Rav? If you listened last night, you cannot answer this.
Okay.
To the fan folks out there, if you know this question, we're just gonna wait for a little bit. Give us a call. Actually, give us a text or a call on the Honda of Lincoln hotline 424-645-5685. Same number with the Starter Heyman text line. Why is December 5th such a big day in the college football? Why is December 5th such a big day in college football? And I mean all D1 schools. Why is that day monumental? Why is that? Giving you 20 seconds. Actually, 5 seconds.
I know the answer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is that? Anybody know? Why is December 5th such a big day?
It's a big day in the world.
Oh, I think Scotty's got it, baby. Scotty's got it, baby.
Yeah.
Scotty's got it. Scotty, you're right. Thomas of Lincoln says, I don't know. Oops, signing period. Transfer portal opens. Yes. Jeff, you got it. Scotty, you got it. Pecan Pie says conference championships.
I thought AD was going to announce that was the day we were announcing the football coach.
Breaking news. Talking about leaking information.
Hey, listen, I know
who knows the date.
I know who the next coach is, but you guys can't know who the next coach is. I know.
AD knows already.
And it's going to have December
brag, but I already know.
All of a sudden, his phone's ringing. AD, this is Trev.
You got to get off.
I need to holler at you, homeboy.
We got to have a talk.
We need to talk.
You need to get off the
I'll
radio.
meet you at the station here in about 2 minutes. Hey, actually,
get off the radio.
Yeah, Jeff actually got it. That's right, Jeff. It's a transfer portal opens. National Signing Day, Corey. Not yet, no. Not that, Daddy. Somebody said, I want to sign this. Somebody said it's my mom's birthday. We want to give her a happy birthday,
Greg.
too. Oh, Greg, you know what? And tell Mommy happy early birthday, man. Absolutely. December 5th. I know it's a few months out. Here's
oh, my goodness. That's my mom's birthday, too.
December 5th?
Yep.
There's a lot of good mama's birthdays.
Happy birthday, Mom, early.
Yeah. There's a lot of them right there. Early signing day, sooner Donnie. All right. Here's the other one I want you guys to think about. Here's another date. All right. Think about this one. I got another date for you. Wait a minute, where my notes go on this, man? I can't be forgetting my notes.
This should all be in your head, AD.
Why is September 30th?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Why is September 30th another important day of college football?
That's a good one.
Why is September 30th? Raff, what you think? Listeners, let us know.
I know the answer, so I'm going to wait.
Raff, you know.
I'm going to wait.
Why is September 30th an important date as well in college football? December 5th, transfer portal. Why is September 30th for Nebraska in particular? Ooh. For Nebraska in particular, September 30th. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. And while you think about it for 10 more seconds, I'm going to sing a slower rendition.
Oh, God.
Go big red.
Or do I know it?
Oh, go big red.
I thought you only sing that on game days.
Go big red. Oh, go. Think about it, folks. Why is that? Coaches can hit the road. No, that one's not it.
They're actually on the road right now. Actually.
Yeah, they're actually traveling right now. They're recruiting right now. You want the answer? Rico, do you know this answer? Why is September 30th such a big day for Nebraska football? Could be or could not be. Put it that way. Could be interesting. Ooh. Think about this for a second. Because think about this. We play Indiana October 1st.
Yep.
That means we'd already played 3 games. I mean, actually, 4 games. Means we're playing 4 games. All right? Think about that.
Yeah.
So why is that important? Rico.
It's kind of a big day. I mean,
it could be. You never know.
Yeah.
Red shirts?
Yes, that is the last they can declare red shirts.
Done.
Victory! Yes.
Well done.
Because by that point, 4 games in, either you're going to red shirt or not. Let me ask you both you guys this. Do you think that's going to impact? Because I don't know. Do you think day before we start our undefeated run, downtown Scotty, baby?
Heck yeah, here we go. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Please do not bring that mojo to Nebraska.
We need anything right now.
Hey, play it.
I'm pulling it up. I just got to pull it up.
Every time Raff says something like that, we're going to do this right here, Nick. Rico, you got it. I do not want that in here because every time Raff says that,
I must be crazy. Good. You must be crazy.
Actually, I think if there's gonna be transition with the Nebraska football team, I think it will probably be coming. I'm gonna say after this weekend, because they went Nebraska versus Nebraska this week, and that's when some players are gonna kind of maybe see what their destiny is for the rest of the season, and if they want to keep that redshirt season, that's when they'll probably make the decision. So I think if things going to happen, it's going to happen. I would guess Sunday, Monday would be where you'll see that transition. If I was a guessing man. But
I got a clip on Rico. I want Rico to grab a clip from when we come back from the break.
Rico's like, I'm working, AD. You can't make me do this.
Because this is important. I want to recap when me and Jay talked about last night for our listeners right now, but let's take a second.
All right, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. You can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets. Oktoberfest is back. Dust off your lederhosen and head to Kincaid Brewing in the Haymarket for one of their favorite parties of the year. Enjoy exclusive beers plus sausages and pretzels from the brand new beer house. And make sure you get to Kincaid early to snag an Oktoberfest mug. It all starts at noon this Saturday with live music all the way through the day, plus cornhole, axe throwing, and Stein Stamina. It's Oktoberfest at Kincaid in the Haymarket starting at noon this Saturday.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Guys, I just had my weigh-in over at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping after my second 10-week session over there. Since I started with them in April, I've lost 70 pounds. No pills, no starvation diets, just the proven method at Farrell's using kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, and personalized coaching. It all starts with their 10-week challenge. The next one begins on October 1st. Reserve your spot and get half off by mentioning the ticket. You can get all the information at fxblincoln.com, and I'll see you at Farrell's for the 10-week challenge beginning October 1st. Join now for 50% off.
Trendy or traditional, Gary Michaels Clothiers specializes in men's tailored clothing. Off the rack or custom made to measure, there is simply no better shopping experience. Offering designer furnishings, sportswear, shoes, outerwear, and accessories for a man always concerned at looking his best. With world-class tailoring and personal service, all makes Gary Michaels Clothiers Nebraska's premier store for men. Come visit us now at Village Gardens, south of 56th and Pine Lake Road in Lincoln.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Expect cloudy skies with a high of around 64 this afternoon. Winds turning out of the southeast around 10. We'll see a chance of showers pushing into the region late this afternoon. A continued chance of light rain tonight with a low of 52. Cloudy with chances of light rain tomorrow and a high of 68. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cotto. In high school football this week, Lincoln Southwest dominated the second half to beat Lincoln East Friday and moved to 3-0 in the season for the first time since 2009 and the fourth time in school history. Fremont defeated Lincoln Northeast 25-6. And the Lincoln Southeast Knights defeated Papillion La Vista 28-14. In prep volleyball, Adams Central defeated Lincoln Northwest in 2 sets. Bennington defeated Lincoln Southeast in 2 straight sets. Columbus defeated Lincoln High in 2 sets, and Norris defeated Lincoln Northwest in 2 sets. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu, locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello. Come morning. Let's go. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Know you've been waiting. For it. 'Cause I seen.
All right, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7. The Ticket with AD and Raff. AD, before we get to your video clip that you found over the break, this just came to me from one of my sources. or ESPN, Utah student allegedly said she would blow up nuclear reactor if Utes football team lost. That's taken.
Thank God they won.
That's
Christmas.
That's taking football to a whole new level.
Dude, there's some crackpots out there, dude.
Man, that's wild.
You're gonna blow. I mean, that's crazy. I'm like, fellas, you're playing for a cause. This is ridiculous.
That's insane.
That is a cause right there.
You must be out of your
I did not bring up the Broncos.
We knew it was coming somehow, though. Somehow there was a horse that came from somewhere.
Somebody used to do that with the Broncos 10, 15 years ago.
Hey.
In fact, it was Elway.
They told me
he
that
saved Denver.
He was the reason that Denver's still standing.
I was told my records were sealed.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Folks, awesome. I want you to check this out. Last night, me and Jay in the second segment, we're talking about how do you lead through adversity? How do you do that? And there's a few things we want to get into before we get our guests on here a little after the top of the hour. But folks, leading through adversity is tough. It's tough. It's things we've all seen before, experienced. Some of you listeners may be in that situation you have been before, but as far as it relates to a team, to football, I know it's a fictional movie, but any given Sunday has a powerful coaching scene in the locker room with Al Pacino. If we can play that clip real quick. Nick, appreciate it, brother.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
Wow!
There we go.
That's cool.
Oh, man.
All right.
Man, when he says that, because you think about this, Nebraska is in football Hades right now. That's just what it is. Mickey's acknowledged that a number of times. Look, we got to start over. It's almost like the old Vince Lombardi. He would introduce the guys when they first came in. Gentlemen, this is a football. And it's crazy to think that, but you know what? The thing about leadership, Raff, you got to acknowledge where you're at.
Yep.
You got to acknowledge it and say, you know what? In fact, not to acknowledge it, you make the fan base, you make the players look incompetent, make them look foolish. Like, dude, don't try to sugarcoat us. Yep. Don't tell us when it's raining when we know it's not rain.
Yeah.
No, it's a tough situation where Nebraska's at right now. And the thing about it, the first thing you have to do is you got to heal as a team. And you know what? It's got to be inch by inch, play by play, inch by inch, play by play. That's how by not acknowledging that it's fractured, that it's broken, there's things to be fixed. Man, you're not fooling anybody. In fact, it's almost an insult to make. So I'm asking you both of this. I did the same thing with Jay Foreman last night. I'm putting this out to the listeners right now too. Acknowledge where you're at. It's taking ownership. It's like, you know what?
Yep.
Mickey did that day one. The moment he got on that stage after that game, it's like, you know what? I own this.
Yeah.
The book, because when you're the CEO, regardless if it was your maintenance guy, your janitor, accounting, marketing, if it screws up, at the end of the day, the buck stops at you. Take ownership.
Correct.
That's what you got to do. And the next thing I said when you're going through leadership, assess where you're at. William Washington, one of the best blocking tight ends ever played in Nebraska. That's what he does. He travels for his company, and he assesses damage. Now, he can go there and say, now, if he didn't acknowledge and say, well, there's no storm that hit here. What? Bro, do you see the houses that are wiped off the foundations? You got to assess the situation.
Yep.
I'm asking you this right now, Nick, Raff, if you're assessing the situation in Nebraska, what are you looking at with every practice? What are you looking at with every workout? What are you looking at with every film session? So you acknowledge we've got things we got to fix, okay? We acknowledge that. How do you assess it, though? You're the coach. You walk in there. This is on your shoulders. You acknowledge it. I'm putting it out there on the Starter Heyman text line as too. What would be the first thing you would do if you're the leader of that team? 402-464-5685. How would you assess the damage? We know there's damage. To say there's not, you're not even qualified. Put it that way.
Yep.
How would you assess it, Nick?
Attention to detail.
Mm.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, because you can't do the big things right if you're not doing the little things right.
That's right.
I also believe, I'm a firm believer in less talk, more action.
Yeah.
It's great to have vocal leaders,
mm-hmm.
but you need to find leaders that don't talk as much. And as Rashawn or T. Farley would say, let your pads do the talking.
Yep.
Right. Because and now here's the thing. Every program, organization, team needs both types of leaders.
Right.
One that's a vocal and one that's by action.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe you can be both. I don't believe one person could be both. I think, but you have to find roles,
mm-hmm.
and you have to figure out who's going to be in each role. And on the flip, on the second, it's a two-way street. They have to embrace that role.
Right. Right.
But I think attention to detail is big. Every little thing that you do is toward a bigger purpose.
That's right.
You're moving towards a bigger purpose.
Everything you do. Raff, how do you assess it? You're the coach. You've coached before.
Yeah.
How do you assess it?
I would go on with the assumption of assuming nothing. Like one of the first things that earlier in the year, I can't remember if it was the first or I think it was the second game, and we blocked the punt. Buddha blocked the punt.
Yeah, against North Dakota.
Right.
And it crossed the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
And when it crosses the line of scrimmage, if you go on and try touching the ball, it's a live ball, and
right.
It's not a free for all like it would be if it would have stayed behind the line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, the football IQ on this team. It's not. And that goes back to they assumed that their players knew what happens when the ball is blocked.
Assume nothing.
And so I would go in there with that attitude. You got to assume that they do not know, even though they probably do. But you've got to go over everything, all the fine all the fine points.
And you know what, Raff? Here's the deal, Nick. What you just said, everything, every detail. Raff, what you just said, assume nothing. Jay mentioned this. Pretty much, you listened last night. Some of the same things. And the thing that's interesting about that kick, where the guy was close to it, when you do things live, full pads, and hit, you assimilate a real game situation.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not going out there live, when it comes to the game, it's foreign to you.
Yeah.
See, every situation in the football game must not be foreign to you, because you say, we've seen this before. Even if you haven't seen it, you got to be able to adjust quickly.
Yeah.
You think about that. In corporate America, they have a conference. We're going to have a conference call. We're going to make a decision. You don't have time for a conference call. You got to act on the fly. Correct. But when you drilled yourself, when you've done something enough number of times, you have those reps.
You fall back on your training.
Exactly. You can. What you just said, Nick, you nailed it. People say, we aspire to these goals. No, what we do, we fall back to our training or to our systems. And if your systems and your training are faulty, you're going to perform in faulty situations when it's critical. It's the bottom line.
It's interesting. So, Raff, you said assume that you know nothing, right? Mickey Joseph was asked what are a couple of things that he learned so far as the interim. We've played this before, but there's a couple parallels between your answer and his answer.
No, that is things I need to fix, is things I need to focus on, and I can't assume anything. That everything from A to Z, I got to make sure that I cross every T, dot every I. I learned a lot from that first game, but it was a quick turnaround for me. But it's no excuse. I got to handle that better than that. Like I said before, I walked up to that mic and I said, "It's on me. It's not on my kids. It's not on my coaches. That was on me."
There you go.
Wow.
Spot on.
Woo.
It's almost like you heard the press cut. No, I'm just kidding.
If folks have actually go to Journal Star, you're going to see Raff front row with no pad.
Exactly.
People are like, he's like Nostradamus on here.
He knows everything.
Which brings me to the next point, which Mickey just said. I said, seek wise wisdom. Seek wise wisdom.
Yep.
And you know what? In order to seek wise wisdom, you got to be humble. What did he just say? Play that clip again. Play it one more time.
That is things I need to fix, is things I need to focus on, and I can't assume anything. That everything from A to Z, I got to make sure that I cross every T, dot every I. I learned a lot from that first game, but it was a quick turnaround for me. But it's no excuse. I got to handle that better than that. Like I said before, I walked up to that mic and I said, it's on me. It's not on my kids. It's not on my coaches. That was on me.
Seek wise wisdom, counsel, insight, and humility. He was humble about it.
Yep.
I always like to go ahead, Nick. You want to say something? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because earlier he mentions, for everything from A to Z. And I don't know if this is the specific clip, but he talks about slowing the tempo down, right? We talked about that a little bit yesterday. And in one of these clips, he mentions, I don't know if it's this clip, so we'll just play it.
Yep.
But when did he decide to arrive at the decision to slow things down?
It was too late when I thought about it. It's 35-7. I should have made that decision on Thursday. That's why I said it's on me. I made that mistake. And I can own it.
That's what I was trying to look for, is from everything from A to Z. He mentions he thought about it when Nebraska was losing 35-7.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020. Crap.
Yep.
I should have slowed things down from the get-go. I should have made that decision on Thursday, 2 days before we even got into the game. Those are the little things that you don't even think about. I mean, we always, as a head coach, we sit here and go, man, you got to think about personnel. You got to get a practice schedule right. You got to get, there are so many little things about it. And this is Mickey's first go around as the head man at a Power 5 institution.
Yeah,
obviously, He's been a head coach at a few other places, but not near the level of Nebraska football.
Yep.
And you could also argue that there's a little bit more pressure with Mickey Joseph right now, because this is his interview.
Yeah.
And he's taking it full on go, right? But this is his interview. This is his audition to be the head coach at his alma mater.
Right.
And so he's definitely impressing through his words. Now, unfortunately, Nebraska's just in a situation where you need wins.
I like where 6589 it goes, Husker Phoenix may rise from the ashes. And I like it too. But unless they get these things, they got to get these things fixed, man. And like I said, seek wise counsel, not just any counsel, wise counsel.
Tom Osborne.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Yes. You got one of the greatest offensive minds, literally a few miles from the stadium.
Yeah.
That's right there. That'd be one of the first things I would do. And you know what? All right, there,
Jay Foreman, what?
3450 says military saying as you train as you fight. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Guys,
Qdoba guy, it is refreshing here, guy. Coach, take responsibility. You got to do that. You got to take responsibility for it. Nick, what are you going to say, brother?
Look at Oklahoma. Look what Brent Venables has done.
Yeah.
He's brought in, he's consulted Bob Stoops right when he got here.
Yep.
Surround yourself, or not here, but there.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you and know more than you, and it benefits you in the long run.
It does.
And since you're the head coach, you still get the credit.
You still get the credit. Absolutely.
Because if you're all about the credit,
and the thing with Mickey is
get the credit.
Credit's great and all, but with Mickey at the end of the day, all he cares about one thing.
Doesn't give a rat's tail.
I don't think Mickey is about the credit.
Yeah.
Nope. When you look at Mickey's background, he could have easily elevated himself and rose a lot quicker in the ranks. But you look at, man, he was coaching high school teams and then college teams. And, oh, man. So we're going to get back. I got two more things to get into. Then we're going to have our two guests on for the show. But, man, I'm still in Al Pacino. We're in hell right now, guys.
We're in hell.
Inch by inch. We fight. Thanks for joining us on The Drive this morning, folks. We'll be right back. The Drive with AD and Raff.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cotto. In high school football this week, Lincoln Southwest dominated the second half to beat Lincoln East Friday and moved to 3-0 in the season for the first time since 2009 and the fourth time in school history. Fremont defeated Lincoln Northeast 25-6, and the Lincoln Southeast Knights defeated Papillion La Vista 28-14. In prep volleyball, Adams Central defeated Lincoln Northwest in 2 sets. Bennington defeated Lincoln Southeast in 2 straight sets. Columbus defeated Lincoln High in 2 sets, and Norris defeated Lincoln Northwest in 2 sets. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu, locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
An entire week celebrating Lincoln's craft brewers is just around the corner. September 26th through October 2nd is Lincoln Craft Brew Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer tour for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln. It has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at freedmanlaw.com today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Woo! Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket with AD and Raff. And we are joined with a couple guests right now in studio, Mr. AD.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We have the famous Sunday morning co-host with his amazing wife, Nicole, Jeff Essink from
The Fanatic. The fitness fanatic.
Farrell's Extreme
baby.
Body Shape. They do a show every Sunday morning from 9 to 11.
Yep,
9 to 11 every Sunday morning. Fitness Fanatics. We also have our GM of the station right here, who's also one of their students. I could say one of their gym members. We're all gym family right here.
Jeff and Nicole are like our sensei.
Yeah,
I was gonna say our parents, but you know,
hopefully not the ones from like Karate Kid, are they? Sweep the leg.
Sometimes I see Jeff, I'm like, yep, that's Terry Silva right there.
No. You might see me or hear the music I listen to. That's Johnny Lawrence.
That's Johnny Lawrence.
80s rock.
We also have the studio GM manager, general manager, Mark Onweiler's here right now with us this morning. Mark, good morning, brother.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me in.
You know,
thanks for kicking Nick out.
Yeah, Nick probably went somewhere to go take a nap.
Taking a nap.
He's taking a nap. He went night-night.
Quick.
Who's a good little Nicky?
He's got a beaky and a pacifier back there. Jeff, sometimes, though, he teases me all the time because I take, an occasional water break during class every 30 seconds. Occasional is relative. And Jeff look at me and say, we were going to keep working until AD is no longer thirsty.
Well, yesterday or Monday, I think I had both
Monday.
you guys in
Yeah,
class.
special day.
I did a workout where I had 2 minutes on the bag, and then I let everybody do whatever they wanted for 1 minute off. So there were about 12 rounds. So there were 12 minutes of what you could do whatever you wanted to. And I think for about 7 of those minutes, AD was stretching in the back. It's important.
Yes,
pliability.
He had a sore back from moving. I'll give him leniency. But with the funniest,
I was lucky I got out of bed Monday morning, man.
The funniest part about that was I got there a little bit before AD, and just like, oh man, AD would want to be here for this class. He could have 1 free minute of napping. And I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden we see AD pull in. I'm like, oh, AD, this is gonna be a good class for you, buddy.
Well, I walked in, I seen Jeff. I'm like, oh, AD, turn around, dude. Turn around.
That was nice.
Yeah, you were. It was, it was a good stretch. I'm not gonna say try, because try is it's like Yoda. I know the listeners hate when I do this, when I do that. There is no try. Either do or not do.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate it. So I am gonna be at either. Well, I got to go to the dentist after this, Jeff. So I won't be at the 12 o'clock class. I don't know but I got a root canal. They're replacing this cap on here. So we're going to, what's somebody say? They were messing with you, man? The Yoda?
No, they're messing with you. Ryan goes, I already have a question for Jeff and Nicole. Does AD wear tights to class? Please tell me he doesn't.
I think sometimes, I don't know if I've seen it with the man tights on, but he has shorts over top of them.
Yeah. I usually wear a sweatsuit.
Yeah. Oh, sweat. Yeah. He wears a sweatsuit. Sometimes he has those like weighted vests on.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that for a while.
Well, that was post-cancer, so I got to be careful with my abdomen, man. I used to wear Willie the weight vest, and it's about 30 pounds. I can adjust it. I'm going to start bringing it up because think about it, it's a year out, so I'm still a little careful with that midsection with Willie the weight vest. But it was brutal. Usually it's a sweatsuit, though, it's what I wear. But
I'm more the spandex type of guy myself.
Yeah, Raff is.
I can see
the listeners don't know, but Raff is like 6'9", 250, 260. So imagine him in a pair of sweats. I'm not like sweats, no tights. Tights. Sometimes no shirt.
that was during COVID. During COVID, it was the no shirt days because we were working out at home.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then when we first started doing the workouts at home, it was like everybody was like done, finished, and people started sending pictures and stuff. And I was
selfies
like, so my selfies became quite famous in the Farrells. A lot of people were happy when COVID ended. Or
Raff, I hear you get after the bag. I hear you punch hard.
I like to throw bombs.
Yeah,
I like to throw bombs.
It's the only way. It's the only way.
But AD's kind of the one that kind of instituted that method to me, because AD's like, when stuff's bringing him down, he's had a few things over the the last couple of years that have brought him down. He's like, I go in that bag, and everything that I want to take out, I take out in that bag. So I get in there, and I think, and what gets me through a lot of workouts is I think about the stuff that makes me mad. And the next thing I know, I'm throwing bombs. But I also got to know when I go in there that I got to stay away. I let people know. I'm like, there might be some sweat flying.
There's a lot of sweat flying.
There might be. It gets a little crazy in there, but
there's a splash zone, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, there is a splash zone. I'm like Rocky, but it's more like sweat.
Raff can hit it, and the beautiful thing, Raff, like you said though, the thing about life can hit you back, the bag won't. That's the beauty of it, Raff. And we got somebody right here, Jeff. That we got Rubber Duck from Lincoln says, I need a Farrell's in Air Park in Lincoln. Need a Farrell's out there, man.
Well, what I would say to him would be,
okay. Yes, done.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll just open one.
We've done it again.
Changing lives.
That's kind of what we do.
So we do have quite a few members that drive from the north down to our 2 south locations. We do a virtual program as well. So we have quite a few people that'll come to the gym on kickboxing days, and then they do the strength training from home. So it's kind of like a hybrid, So instead of making 6 trips down to the south per week, you're making 3 trips, and you're going to get it's hard to replicate the kickboxing from home if you don't have a bag. So that's why I recommend coming into the gym for kickboxing, so you get that energy and you feed off of everybody punching and kicking the bag. But then the strength training, doing it from home is almost like the same thing as doing it in the gym, where the instructor's counting, grab this band, this is what we're going to do, this is the reps. So it's kind of the same feel, but kickboxing is way different. So,
but even if you're unable to get a bag and you want to do it from home, it still can be done, because I did it without a bag during COVID, and wasn't as intense as if I would have had the bag, but still, when you're punching and swinging for 45 minutes,
the sweat still flies.
Well, and even doing it from home, you're still going to be able to come into the gym to do your before picture, your body composition, your measurements, your push-ups, your sit-ups. You're still going to get all the nutrition, coaching that you would if you were in the gym. You just don't, you're just not into the gym for your workouts. You're just doing them from home. So there's a lot of different options.
You know what, Mark, I'm going to bring this to you, man. And I'm going to keep those questions I had going yesterday. And Jeff, you gave the simulation to where that clip we played with Al Pacino. I'm just going to kind of say it. Can you play that clip one more time for the folks? I think it's a powerful clip because it relates to physical fitness, mental fitness, as well as the fitness of our team. This all correlates with everything. It all ties together. Check it out. Al Pacino.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
Let's ride.
Oh my dude, I get goosebumps when I hear that part, because you think about this. We got Mark here with us as well. He's also one part of the gym family. Jeff.
Well, we haven't even got to Mark yet about his.
That's what I'm about to get you right now.
Get there.
Yeah, Mark, you think about this. When you decided to do Farrell's, how many months ago?
I started in April, so just
April.
not quite 6 months ago.
You physically said, and you used to be a marathoner.
Yeah, I'd done a couple half marathons, but that's going back 5-6 years or so.
5-6 years ago. When he said that, when he goes, we can stay here. So when you made the decision, if you don't mind me asking, Mark, how much over your regular weight were you?
I was 317 pounds when I started there at Farrell's. Yep. Yeah, that was my weigh-in, 317.8.
If you were watching this right now, folks, on the text line, if you're not at the text line, if you're watching on the text line, you were doing something last night you had no business doing. If you can see through a text, but if you're watching this, if you're seeing this on the stream, the live stream, this dude, when he said he was 300 and how much?
317.
317.
0.8.
You're thinking, no way. When did you have that moment? You said, you know what? I'm physically in hell right now.
Yeah, gosh, I don't know if it was one moment. It was every time I had to go up my stairs at my house or get up from the couch. It's all those little things that were just so hard to do. Roll out of bed and make myself stand upright. Everything was just hard.
Jeff, was there? I keep saying Jeff because I'm looking at Jeff. Mark, was there a point where I know you said going up the stairs, going down the stairs, getting upright in the bed, just simply getting off the couch? Was there a moment you just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Oh,
what got you there? Because obviously, Jeff and Nicole came down here. You heard the station, you heard the thing. But what was the point when you said, you know what? Whether you went online, where you said, here's the check, here's the credit card. What was that moment like for you to say, you know what? I'm done.
What I found myself doing was I was teetering back and forth between I need to do something or I'm accepting that being 300 pounds plus is just the reality for me, right? And I kept waffling back and forth on like, is this just me? Is this
Right.
what life is? And I finally, it was when Fitness Fanatics started. I was producing for them, so I sat in on that first week, and they had Lance Farrell on. It was Lance Farrell, the founder of Farrell's, sitting there with Jeff and Nicole on the phone, and just hearing them talk about what life can be, right? Like, it doesn't have to be what I was living. That doesn't have to be what life is. So I thought, man, let's get to that. Let's figure out what life at level 10 is, because I used to, even running half marathons, it wasn't, I could run far. I wouldn't say I was in great shape.
Right.
Like, there was a difference.
But you weren't 300 pounds.
No, I wasn't 300 pounds.
Yeah.
But I've never in my life felt strong. Right. I've never felt like I would go, I did these obstacle runs, but I would just skip obstacles because I thought, well, I can't do that. I can't do monkey bars. I can't climb that wall. Like, there was still stuff I couldn't do. And I hated the idea of having those restrictions.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's see what is possible. Let's see what I can do if I go all in on it.
See what's possible if I go all in. Again, I'm going to relate to the football team. See what's possible if you're all in. Pun intended with the end. See what's possible.
Well, and I kind of wanted to bring up, because, just because you have a gym membership doesn't mean you're going to see changes.
You got that right.
Right? So when Mark started, because we have 50, 60, 70 people that start the 10-week challenge, every single challenge. And some of them don't finish. Some of them don't see great results, so, we just don't want to say that, oh, if you join Farrell's, you're going to see the same success that Mark did. The reason Mark has lost 70 pounds since April 11th is because he's worked hard.
Right.
He's followed the nutrition. He's made it to most every single class. He's only missed a few since April.
Right.
So he's put in the work to see the results. Right. So we can compare this to the football team, right? If you want to see results,
got to put in the work.
You got to put in the work to see the results. So, we've all had gym memberships in the past. I've had a gym membership that wasn't Farrell's.
Yep.
And I just sat on my couch and gained 40 pounds, you know? And I'm like, well, I have a gym membership. Why is nothing happening? Because it's not a magic pill.
Right.
You have to do the work. So if you're thinking about joining this next 10-week challenge,
that starts
October 1st. So just in about 9 days from now, if you do the work and you commit to the process, we have a saying there at Farrell's, trust the process.
Right.
If you trust the process and put in the work, no matter what you're looking to do, like, not everybody has 50 pounds to lose. Some people want to build muscle, and just reshape their body. But whatever you're wanting to do, as long as you're willing to put into the work and be part of the community, interact with your members, the instructors, the coaches, ask questions, you're going to see results. Like, you can't fail as long as you are following, the nutrition plan we lay out and our proven track record of 21 years in business that Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been doing this. And we're pretty much the exact same program we've been for 21 years.
Right. You know what, Jeff, there's what you just said, trust the process. What we say at the gym is gym family at Farrell's. Marcus Dupree, the great Oklahoma running back, we had him on the show last week. He's always says you got to have patience in the process. And you nailed it. And Jeff, I want to get to your story in a second, but I also want to read the text line. Raff, there was somebody that came in. Raff, my boss is 6'10". This didn't say I'm 6153 and probably around 300. I always thought it would be awkward for him in public because he looks like a walking mountain. Yeah, Raff was kind of like that, Is it weird, or do you just get used to it?
I guess when I know that I'm way overweight and having to wear like 4XL shirts, I'm like, that I don't feel like I blend in well. But when I'm wearing 2XL and sometimes extra large shirts, then I'm like, I blend in just fine.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you're 6'8".
Yeah. The size don't matter, And
I'm gonna tell you something. Raff is a humble dude when it comes to working out, because he won the Farrell's Challenge 4 years ago now. 3 years ago.
3 or 4.
He won the challenge. And I was kind of asked him, I wasn't begging. I was like, hey, Raff, you ought to come check it out with me. Yeah. Raff, want to come check? Yeah. Raff hadn't worked out in how many years prior to joining Farrell's?
Oh, probably 3 years, probably.
Hadn't worked out.
4.
Hadn't worked out. And he finally said, AD, I'm going to check it out. The guy comes and checks it out, joins, and wins. Now, the thing about this, folks,
No big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't the money. He won life. He won more time back on his life again.
Right.
Because you're carrying that type of size, dude. A lot of things begin to expedite because of just the sheer mass that you're carrying. You know.
And if you're out there and you think that, oh, I can't go in there because I'm so out of shape and I can't do it.
No judgment.
And I have no rhythm or whatever. Don't even think that, because I go in there today and I guarantee you, if you're brand new to it, you'll still be better than what I am, because I have no rhythm. I know that. But my whole thing I just kept on telling myself was, if they tell you to do something, do it to the best of your abilities. Because I never, some of this stuff at the beginning, I was like, yeah, there's no way I can do that. But I kept on telling myself, keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. And that's all I told myself the whole entire time. I still do that today sometimes. I mean, I'm sure Jeff looks out there sometimes and going, what the heck is he doing? But
I don't even pay attention anymore.
He stays out of the splash zone.
Yeah. I know if I'm moving, good is happening if you're moving. That's what I always tell myself. Just keep on moving.
Well, and people out there might be thinking, well, what is Farrell's? Like, you guys are talking about this and that. So Farrell's is, we do classes 6 days a week. It's all group fitness. We do 3 days of kickboxing, 3 days of strength training. So it's a perfect blend of cardio and strength, which they're both just as important as the other. It also comes with the nutrition piece of it as well, where you get a body composition done. We'll tell you, this is how many calories you need to eat. These are your carbs, proteins, fats per day. So it's not a restrictive diet. We're not telling anybody to cut calories, cut carbs. We want you to eat, like Mark was eating 2,300 calories a day. So not depriving yourself of anything or any type of starvation meal plan. This is where we want you to eat a healthy amount of calories, something that is sustainable for a long period of time. We're not a quick fix, Jim. It's not a quick fix. Quick fixes don't last, right? Which we're kind of seeing right now with Nebraska football. Quick fixes, they don't last.
It's a process.
Temporary results, but we're looking for long-term sustainability.
Absolutely.
So that's what our program. So if people are like, oh, I only lost 5 pounds, or I've only lost 10 pounds in 10 weeks. Okay, if you lost 10 pounds every 10 weeks for a year, that's 50 pounds.
Right.
And every pound you lose, you're doing it the healthy way and something that is sustainable for a long time.
Bubba, we appreciate it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Bubba, I tell you what, wish you could find the mindset. You mentioned kind of where you're at right now. I get intimidated too easy. Bubba, guess what? Mark, how did you deal with that? We all see it on the text line. And Bubba, I don't know where you live, Bubba, but if you live in Lincoln, I'm telling you right now, one of the four of us, you're for sure going to work out with Jeff. But Bubba, if you live in Lincoln, I'll come work out with you when I'm in town. At least once, and as many times as it takes. So don't let that fool, brother. When you mention mindset, Bubba, I have to talk myself, and Jeff will tell you, I have to talk myself into going quite often. I mean, like almost daily, Bubba, when I'm in town. And even today. Now I leave my house about 7:15, about 7:25 to get here to the station. It's a little ways from my house because of traffic. But I know, and I made the commitment. Folks, you can ask, did AD go to weight training today? I am going to either, probably not 12 o'clock because I'll be at the dentist, but I'm going to either 4:30 class or I'm going to 5:30. I'm telling y'all right now. And Bubba, it's hard for me every day. So, brother, I'm with you. Mark, how did you deal with on those days when you maybe felt intimidated? Man, I'm 300, I'm this, I'm that. How did you deal with that?
Well, the nice thing about it, like Jeff said, is that there's 50, 60, 70 people every 10 weeks that are starting at the same point spot. You are, right? That's so right. In your class, I think my class had 6 or 7 10-week people who had never done it before. And we all get grouped together. We're right there at the same spot. We're next to each other on the bags. But then the other members, it's such a great community that nobody makes you feel bad if you can't do what they're doing. There's nothing. There's no one-upsmanship. There's nothing like that. No one's scoffing at you if you can't do the roundhouse. Right. You're going at your own pace. So when they say go up there and give me a jab cross, AD, you might be throwing 10 of them, and I might be throwing 4 of them.
And that's okay.
And that's fine.
And vice versa.
And nobody's watching you. Nobody's staring over your shoulder saying, come on, do more.
And no worry, they're all watching me if I'm there. So you have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Hey, Raff, you got to tell them the story of the person that thought you were new because of your form. You're this guy, Don. You tell the story, Raff.
All right. So this was probably been about a month ago, I think it was. And I woke up early for me. I used to go at 4 a.m. a lot back in the day, but I woke up at, I think it was like 5:30. I'm like, well, heck, maybe I'll roll up to the 6 o'clock class. And first off, I like being in the way back, and I like having my room. Well, I get there and it's packed, and one of the only spots available is up front, right in the corner, and I'm like, oh, jeez. So you got 2 mirrors, and I'm like, well, I'm going to be giving the class a show today, you know. So I get up there, work out, do my thing, and I'm seeing myself in the mirror the whole time, and I'm like, oh, these people watching me, I got to be like, what the heck? So I get another class, and this guy walks to me and goes, hey, good to see you here. Glad you joined. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I've been a member here for a few years now. And he's like, it's just so good to have you, but super nice. And I told Jeff and Nicole, I was like, they're super friendly. It's like,
you'll catch on one of these days, Raff. All right?
No,
It'll happen for you.
My rhythm is not a dancer.
No. The thing is, though, he comes in there, he just swings. So, Bubba, I just want to reiterate to you, man, don't let that stop you, bro. Do not let that stop you. Like I said, we laugh and joke and have a good time on here, but we also want you to stay fit so you can keep being listeners. Jay and Lincoln says, and you're spot on, and that's what Jeff and Nicole say all the time, Jay and Lincoln, you can outwork a bad diet. It's a lifestyle, and that's really hard for people to understand. Jay, you're spot on because it's a tough one for me to understand as well. I want to get to this one as well. If I rubber duck, from Lincoln, Jeff, this for you. If I can't make it on the first day, should I wait till the next challenge?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
No.
So our orientation is on October 1st. If you can't make the orientation, we live stream it on our 10-week challenge Facebook group.
But they can watch it anytime.
You can watch it anytime. If you're going to miss the first day of kickboxing, you can do it from home for that first day. But and even like there's not a perfect 10 weeks. You're never going to find a perfect 10 weeks, right? So if you're like, oh, I got Thanksgiving, I'm going to be out of town for a few days. Well, when the next 10-week challenge rolls around, something's going to come up.
There's always going to be something.
Right. So we're getting close to the point where we're like, okay, I'm going to wait till January to start. The year's over. It's October. It's done. I want to read this little quote that Nicole had shared with our members.
Powerful.
Just says, your health is worth more than waiting until January each year to start caring. There are a little more than 100 days left in 2022. Don't wait till January 1st. Nothing magical happens when 2022 becomes 2023. You can change your health forever by starting right now. So with that said, our next 10-week challenge starts October 1st. So just in about 9 days.
And I mean, I wasn't a prototypical. So I think this was probably the challenge when I signed up like 3 years ago. It was right around this time because I remember it was Christmas when they announced the winner or whatever. That was a special time in my life.
Yeah, we're at Yankee Hill Golf Club banquet.
But I could have waited until January because my schedule in October, November was busy. I had a trip to Cancun and I had a trip to Alabama for Thanksgiving. And I could have said, nah, AD, I'm just going to wait until January and start fresh when I don't have my travel schedules, not as much. And he said, nah, just get started and do it now. So I still, with missing, I missed probably a good week and a half, 2 weeks of class. And it still paid off. So if you have like some vacations coming up or something for Thanksgiving, still do it. And plus you're getting a jump start ahead of 2023.
Right.
I want to ask Mark and we got to take a break here pretty quick. Let's take this break because I got a number of questions I still want to ask Mark and Jeff both as it relates to fitness, relates to making change. How do you go through adversity? Because going through a physical change is adversity because it's tough. You're dealing with the mind all the time. In fact, one of our texters right here just mentioned 2513 goes, when it comes to physical activity every day in life, either you find a way or you find an excuse. The choice is yours and yours alone.
Right.
You should have probably said that in your oh no, I forgot his name. The guy from Star Wars voice.
Yoda.
You did that in a Yoda voice. We would have had something. All right. We'll send it to break right now. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Trendy or traditional, Gary Michaels Clothiers specializes in men's tailored clothing. Off the rack or custom made to measure, there is simply no better shopping experience. Offering designer furnishings, sportswear, shoes, outerwear, and accessories for a man always concerned at looking his best. With world-class tailoring and personal service, all makes Gary Michaels Clothiers Nebraska's premier store for men. Come visit us now at Village Gardens, south of 56th and Pine Lake Road in Lincoln.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wow, did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short, money-saving drive down 144th Street or shop online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ema. Hey, right. Now I'll say, that's right.
All right, we're back again. It's The Drive with AD and Raff.
There's never a dull moment.
93.7 The Ticket.
Even when we're not on air, never a dull moment.
The Drive is the best.
I almost hit those mics a little too soon on that
one. When you go on The Drive, you never know what you're going to get.
I want to see this. I'm going to say this real fast so we don't forget so it'll get lost in the text. Rubber Duck from Lincoln says, what is the cost of the challenge?
Great question. So the regular 10-week challenge cost is $449, but if you mention the ticket, you get 50% off. So it's $224.50. And that includes new pair of gloves, new pair of wraps, all the coaching, all the classes. There's nothing else to buy.
You know what? Bubba's message hit me pretty hard. And if he lives in Lincoln, and if he's in the vicinity of one of those two places,
I know what's coming right now.
I will pay for his challenge.
I knew that was coming.
I will pay for Bubba. All you have to do is call the station. 224, Jeff.
224.50.
I will pay for your challenge. And it's no pressure, but I'm just don't let money be the issue. And I will pay for your challenge. But we'll make me and you going to have a discussion if you decide to do that. We're not going to do that on there because that's no one else's business. But I'm telling you right now, because your message hit me pretty hard, dude. I'm telling you right now, I will. You know what? It's free. You don't have to worry about anything. I will take care of your challenge.
And we're not afraid to buy listeners.
Listener for life.
We buy followers. We buy listeners.
We do what we got to do.
With all due seriousness. So I mean that, Bubba. So think about it. You got to think about it. Call the station, and Mark will get you set up with me, and I will take care of that. So again, I don't want to belabor that, but I got you covered. You guys, I want to hop right into this real pretty quick, man, because I think it hits, like I said, the inch by inch. So we talked about this morning, acknowledge where you're at. When you're going through a tough situation, whether it's physically, on our football team, you got to acknowledge it. You got to assess where you're at. You had to assess, like you mentioned, you got your measurements. Mm-hmm. So when you got your measurements, you had to assess where you're at. Nebraska right now is assessing where they're at. Mickey was talking about assessing where we're at, what we're doing, what we got to do. How did you assess that physically, though, to say, you know what? I acknowledged it. Now I got to assess it.
Yeah, you mentioned something yesterday when you were on with Jay about how you have to accept where you are, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing you can do about that. It is fact, right? So that's kind of the mindset I had to take with it was, okay, here are the numbers. You can't argue with them. You can't negotiate them to any other reality, right? It is
the scale
what it
says
is.
what it says.
It is what it is. That body fat is what it is. So all you can do at that point is move forward from it, right? Like this is my starting point. Push ahead. So that was the mindset I took with it, was try not to not allow there to be guilt associated with it, not allow there to be any sort of depression associated with it. It is what it is. So at that point, move forward and make tomorrow better than it is today, and make the next day better than it is today.
Absolutely.
I had on Fitness Fanatics, you guys had Peter Jensen, who was a national $10,000 winner most recently, right?
Yeah.
And so he reached out to me after the show and was kind of giving me some words of encouragement. And one thing he said was his mindset was that it's like a roll of paper towels. And every single day you take off one paper towel, and the next day you take off one paper towel, and it doesn't seem like you're doing much.
That's a powerful analogy.
But by the end of it, your paper towels are gone, right? You've made all this progress without even really realizing it, because it's just a little by little each day. So that's something I think about is all right, let's take off that one paper towel today.
Well, and when you look at like making a goal, if you're like, it's better to make kind of smaller goals, because if you're like, all right, I'm going to start this 10 weeks and, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, right? That's a hard goal to get.
Right.
So like what
doable, but very hard.
Doable. What we want our members to focus on is one day at a time, one meal at a time, one workout at a time, one paper towel at a time, and 1 pound at a time.
Yeah. Jeff, there's somebody that says, I'm not sure if Nathan is a member or not. Maybe he is. Nathan?
Oh, from that comes here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Is that okay. No, I don't. No.
Nathan 9 and 3.
Nathan 9 and 3 says the gym as a whole is the most positive place. It is as a whole, it's a positive environment. Everyone there feeds off each other and push you to be your best that day. It's an amazing place. So Nate, definitely appreciate it. I know Jeff and Colin appreciate it. Wherever gym you go to, I'm sure they appreciate it as well. I want to bring this back to, again, fitness. We talked about acknowledging, assessing where you're at, and then to seek wise wisdom. You think about, and I bring this with Coach Osborne. I said this yesterday. Nebraska, in the Big 8, we get to the Orange Bowl. Then we play one of the Florida schools, Florida State, Miami, even Georgia Tech in the Fiesta Bowl. We would get to Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl as well. Georgia Tech in the Fiesta Bowl.
No, Georgia Tech was Citrus Bowl.
Citrus Bowl, exactly.
Yeah. Like in Atlanta or
Atlanta.
It was.
Yeah, Citrus was in Jacksonville, wasn't it, back in the day?
Yes.
I think it was in Jacksonville or Orlando, one of those two. But the point being, we'd get some teams to where we would see some speed that we hadn't seen maybe since Oklahoma, even faster. And we had a hard time adjusting, to the just assimilating that speed because of the defense we were in. Coach Osborne, and just because he was humble, along with the other coaches, they started saying, we got to get a more aggressive style of a 4-3 defense. They started to recruit different. The Grant Wistroms, the Ed Stewart. Ed Stewart came here as a strong safety and a safety. He was absolutely livid They were trying to move him to linebacker. Coach McBride said, son, I'll make you an All-American. Today, Ed Stewart's an All-American and Hall of Famer because of that.
And a Butkus Award winner.
And the Butkus Award, exactly. So all that speed they brought from safety, they brought it up to linebacker. So we were able to challenge those guys that ran 4.3s and 4.4s. Now, did that change take place right away? No, because we still lost in 92. 93, we know we got hustled. 94, 95, 96, few bad breaks, but 97, that because Coach Osborne made the change clear back 8-9 years ago. But the process, he had to have patience with the process. But he sought wise wisdom from the late Bobby Bowden and other coaches. He realized I don't have to have all the answers. In fact, if I do, I'm in trouble. By you seeking counsel and wisdom, how did that help you during this weight loss journey?
Oh, it was, I mean, for me, this whole thing was completely foreign. So I'm sure I was fortunate enough to have this one-on-one session with Jeff and Nicole on Fitness Fanatics every week where I got the opportunity. They'd sit down and say, all right, well, how's this going? Well, let me ask some questions because this is hard. And that was really beneficial for me. Right. But even, you've got your coaches there in class. And so I'd sit down with, Kristen and Lance were my coaches, sit down with one of them and ask simple things like, how do you get enough protein in a day?
Right.
Little things that I had never in my life worried about. How much protein do I eat? So how do you do this? What is your process? What works for you? And then ask somebody else what works for you and take in all those different opinions. And that's something I really appreciated about going through the 10 weeks was there was not a shortage of resources. There are so many folks that you can turn to as long as you're willing to ask the question.
Jeff, sometimes they think the teacher, the instructors, the experts don't have issues. Jeff, what is your weak spot? What is the one that's got your Achilles heel? I know what it is. You tell listeners.
It's food.
But what in particular though? What in particular?
Oh, I like pizza,
Exactly.
ice cream.
I was waiting for peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Culver. I mean, Freddy's, like anything that has grease on it, that's what I like.
And
right.
Folks, and I want him to be on and say that. He's always honest about that. Because sometimes I think, I'm not saying you listening think that, but sometimes I can think like, man, those guys, they just get it. You say, no, they have their struggles just like we do.
I mean, I struggle with food every day. Like, I mean, every hour. Like I leave the gym, like our gym over on Yankee Ridge is right next to Runza, a Freddy's, Amigos. I mean, it's crazy. Our gym on Pioneers is by Momo's. You walk out, you're like, oh my gosh, I can smell this chicken Alfredo. It smells so good. I need to go eat something bad, or should I go home and make like what I had last night? Some chicken and some green beans and a baked potato, or is it, do I want to go through the Culver's drive-through, get a burger, fries, and a Pepsi? So I struggle with that every single day of my life is food. So, because I came from a bad place too. When I started, I had just got denied life insurance at age 30 because I was 49% body fat.
49%
at 30 years old. And that was my wake-up call with 2 kids. Nicole was a stay-at-home mom. I was on the road in sales, and I drove, 40, 50,000 miles a year in my car. I mean, I could have died at any time, and they would have been left with nothing. So that was kind of my wake-up call. And that's why Nicole and I mean, we still, after doing Farrell's for 13, 14, 15 years, we still need the accountability of our members and our instructors because we struggle and we have our ups and downs. Everyone in here that's in this room right now have ups and downs. Mark's going to go through ups and downs through his year journey. But the
pizza
goal
last weekend was really good.
Yeah.
I'm still working it off. But.
So the goal for me,
AD never has any ups or downs. When it comes to food, that guy is healthy all the time,
goodness.
100%.
All I'm gonna say, man, I think about food probably about 95% of the day.
I saw you smashing those wings yesterday.
Oh, you know what? And I wanted another 10
So
of them. They were the dry charcoal. And I was like, I literally out in the air, and I was like, I was mad when we had to come back on air because I had all this goodness on my fingertips, and I was just like, who's a good little chicken wing? You're a good little chicken wing. I feel like Cookie Monster. Yum, 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 yum.
Well, what's cool is Nicole and I and people are just listening to us chat. I mean, we're normal people, right? We have normal struggles that everyone else has. We can relate. With Nicole and I have been owners of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping for over 9 years. So we've had over 3,000 people come through and do the 10-week challenge as us as owners. So we have seen every single circumstance. We've heard every single excuse. There's nothing that you're going through that we haven't either been through ourselves, or we have a member that has gone through it that we can connect you with. This is kind of a cool about having that family type atmosphere, and the team atmosphere is that, if you're struggling and you go to your coach and they don't have an answer, they can come to Nicole or I. If we don't have the answer, we'll find an answer for you.
Nicole likes to say you're not special, and it hurts my feelings every single time. It's really, really hurtful words. But I get her point. Is like you said, you've seen it all, you've been through it all, and nothing's going to surprise you. So.
Right. And we don't do this. I mean, being a gym owner, and if you're a gym owner out there, it's not a glorious profession, right? So we don't do this to get all of our members to have 6-pack abs and get in bodybuilding competitions. We do this.
I'm done.
Out. Well, we do it, and what our passion is just to see people healthy,
right?
And we don't say be the lightest version of yourself. Nicole will say we want you to be the strongest version of yourself, because there's different. When you go shopping, you don't go to the 250-pound rack, right? You're shopping by size, waist size, dress size for ladies and stuff. So you're not shopping by how much you weigh. So there's different weights. I was 240 pounds when I started, and I mean, I was in way worse shape than when Mark started at 317, or when Raff started at whatever he weighed in 300s. So I was in worse shape physically, even though I weighed a lot less. But when your body's half fat, that's not good. My organs weren't functioning properly. So that was why I got denied life insurance. So
you know what, Jeff, and you saw we're talking about the wisdom. I hit these next two real fast here, the wisdom and counsel, wise counsel. Raff will tell you, and I've said it times on the air, I think just yesterday for the first time, when I, the cancer, losing my dad, mom 8 years ago, my brother was killed 9 years, 10 years ago, a lot of death. And I had to seek counsel because I went to go see a grief counselor. And I thought, man, that makes you, before, especially as men, sometimes, well, it makes you less of a man. No, if you're drowning and someone throws your life preserver and says, no, I got this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You'd be foolish to turn down that help. And so when I talk to my grief counselor, which I still do, it helps me. So none of us have all the answers. So you bring it even back to football. Saban realized, and Jay Foreman brought a great point up last night on the old school. How Saban when he brought in Kiffin, he learned more about different parts of the passing game. Then he brings in more the spread. Then he brings in Sarkisian, learns more about the vertical game. It's a symbiotic relationship. None of us have all the answers. It's okay to say I'm not okay in this area. I need some help. And I'm seeing all the different texts that are coming on the text line, which I'm not going to read a lot of these because these things are personal. Folks, keep those coming in because sports is a great distraction.
Correct.
But sometimes it can distract us from the things that we should not be distracted from. Some things we have to take care of, and our health is definitely one of those things. So related back, folks, we're going to take another break, and I got two more things, but we appreciate the calls, the texts, etc. Jeff and Mark will be with us. Raff, take us out for the pay some bills.
All right, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Oktoberfest is back. Dust off your lederhosen and head to Kincaid Brewing in the Haymarket for one of their favorite parties of the year. Enjoy exclusive beers plus sausages and pretzels from the brand new beer house. And make sure you get to Kincaid early to snag an Oktoberfest mug. It all starts at noon this Saturday with live music all the way through the day, plus cornhole, axe throwing, and Stein Stamina. It's Oktoberfest at Kincaid in the Haymarket starting at noon this Saturday. Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, match mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. And you can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets. Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word. Live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at freedmanlaw.com today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect cloudy skies with a high of around 64 this afternoon. Winds turning out of the southeast to around 10. We'll see a chance of showers pushing into the region late this afternoon. A continued chance of light rain tonight with a low of 52. Cloudy with chances of light rain tomorrow and a high of 68. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket, proudly sponsored by Sandhills Global. Sandhills Global is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career and internship opportunities are available at the global headquarters in Lincoln. So apply today at sandhills.jobs. Thank you, Sandhills. And now back to our amazing guests.
Folks, I got a text from one of our gym buddies as well. Jim, part of the gym family. Troy Bothy says, hey, I want the listeners to know this. He goes, don't let Mark fool you. I was his partner for most of the 10-week challenge. He is a beast. Kept me motivated by watching him kill it. Troy Bothy, appreciate it. Mark, you can't hide, man. Everybody sees it.
Troy forgets to mention that he was also a top 4 finisher in that 10-week challenge, and the motivation went both ways, Troy. So
reciprocate.
I need you back in the gym because I've been slacking. So I need you there next.
And that's the cool thing. Like now, Mark, did you know Troy?
No.
Okay.
No.
So this is the cool thing about Farrell's. Mark did not know Troy. They walked in to do this 10-week challenge together. Now Troy's texting it about Mark.
Right.
Now they know each other. And some of our best friends are people we met at Farrell's.
That's right.
And like, our instructors, like Crystal and Kelly, they didn't know each other before they went to Farrell's.
No.
Now they're best friends. They go on
Right.
vacations together.
Right.
And we have so many of those.
It's a
stories.
family.
Yeah.
It's a family.
Yep.
I want to say this real quick, folks. Jeff and his wife moved here. How many years ago? No, 5.
We moved here in 2018.
Yeah. So going right on 5, close to 5 years here now. And from Iowa, didn't know anybody.
They moved to Nebraska so we could go to a bunch of bowl games.
Well, if that's the case, we're going to need you to move back to Iowa.
we moved here the same year Scott Frost took over as head coach. So we survived Coach Frost's tenure. We made it longer than he did.
And he's a diehard Husker fan. I mean, he's a diehard Husker. Could not wait to get here. So we're glad that he's here. Folks, I can't keep repeating this over and over. I can't help but keep repeating over again. Remember, if you call in and say the ticket, it's half off. Just say the ticket, it's half off. That's the generosity, and that's also just the impact that Jeff and Nicole want to continue to have on people. Here's point 4 and 5 real fast. We talked about acting on the information. Not enough just to acknowledge it. Yep, I'm a little overweight, or I'm not. I'm very overweight, or I'm not in shape. Assess. Yeah, I got my assessments. I know what the weight is. Yeah, I wouldn't seek wisdom. Yeah, I read the books. I went to the first day to get my measurements. But now you got to act.
Right. You have to do it. Put in the work. Yes.
And acting is showing up.
Right. And the toughest step for everybody, if you're out there thinking about doing this, one of the toughest steps is reaching out.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, I don't think I can do this. But once you get to know us, and I mean, you got 3 Farrell's members right in here, so once you get to know us and the members, it is like a family. So no matter where you're at in your fitness journey, I know, Raff, you said you had a guy that texted he wants to build muscle, burn fat. That's what Farrell's is all about.
Yeah.
So whatever you're wanting to do, your meal plan is structured to whatever your goals are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mickey talked about acting as well. He goes, it's Nebraska versus Nebraska this week. So, he acknowledged his situation, assessed it, sought seeking wise wisdom from people around him. His brother Vance just had an article yesterday. He's reaching out to Vance, those guys who know more than he does. So he's done that. And then he's acting on it. We're seeing that they're tackling in practice. They're going to go one-on-ones. They'll have those scrimmages. So acting is not, I can go to see my grief counselor all I want. But if I don't act on the information he gives me, what difference does it make?
Right.
Exactly.
I think the most important element besides all of these is the last one, daily accountability.
Yep.
Jeff, talk about that. Mark, I want you to share how that's helped you out. And Jeff, you iterate on that as well. Daily count. How has that helped you out, knowing that people are going to ask? I don't want to go. Talk about how it's helped you out, Mark.
Yeah, for sure. Well, again, I had a lot of it built in with that Fitness Fanatic show, which was great because I had to see and sit down with Jeff and Nicole every single Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, where you been, bro?
Yep. And I didn't want those questions. I didn't miss a day for the whole 10 weeks. I went to 60 workouts during those 10 weeks. And then I took a couple days off because I thought, you know what, I earned this. I get a couple days off, and I'll tell you what, I had folks when I came back. Where you been?
Where you been?
Your bag's been empty. Where are you at, Mark? And to me that was fantastic because I don't talk a lot in class. I know people,
right.
But like I'm not a big socializer, so it didn't dawn on me that people realized I was there, right? So. But it wasn't until I was gone that I really kind of felt, oh yeah, like we are all in this together, right? And that does. I mean, this morning, alarm went off, wasn't gonna go, and then I thought, if I don't go, folks are gonna know, right? Like, and not in any way other than someone will ask tomorrow, where were you? And to me, that's enough.
Right.
That's enough, and that's enough to keep me accountable and keep me showing up to class.
Jeff, as we wrap this up here pretty soon, how much time do we got on here?
We should be rounding it out anytime here now.
Jeff,
as soon as the music
I want you to
starts,
say this.
Turn off the lights. The party's over.
Jeff, I'll say this. Why is day 21 so important? for that daily count? Why is it day 21?
So usually we've all started new things, new diets, new exercise programs. When you get to that third week, well, and really, it's kind of known 21 days to create a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So you get through those 3 weeks. The first 2 weeks are you're like, oh, this is new. This is great. Week 3 gets a little tougher.
Right.
Because now you're kind of, it's the same thing. But like you said, you need to get bored with the process. Right. So when you get to that day 21, those new habits are developed. And then, we're just there to kind of pick you up if you fall off the wagon a little bit.
Right.
So, well, if you guys want to get a hold of us, you can go to our website, fxblincoln.com. We've had a lot of texts today. You can text me directly. I'm going to throw my phone number out there. It's
yeah, that's where the groupies come in.
402-310-4026. Another cool thing about Nicole and I is that this is all we do. This is our life. We don't have other jobs except, now we're kind of radio stars on Sundays. But other than that, Farrell
and listen to them on Sundays.
We have our own show, and we've been known to have some ticket listeners come into the studio to talk and ask questions. So in fact, our winner just this past 10-week challenge was AJ Leach. His buddy Rob heard us on the ticket and he said, hey, why don't you do this with me? So he was kind of a direct ticket member. So again, fxblincoln.com. We're kicking this off in 9 days. Don't wait till January. Let's get started now.
All right, everybody. That'll do it for another episode of The Drive with AD and Raff. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Have a great one.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial.